It was a massive gamble for Macron to call this snap election, and I would say that to a certain extent that's backfired. This recent French election has shown a significant political tidal wave because he planned to dissolve the National Assembly, and instead now he's faced with this surge from the right, the far right. That happened, of course, because he saw that movement in the European elections, and he decided that this was a good way to react. But I think that the result has been that we've seen the National Assembly with Jordan Bardella now winning so many, 10 million votes, 39 seats won outright in the first round. There's a projection that there will be now somewhere between 240 to 280 seats going his way in the second round. The lowest end of that is still the biggest group in Parliament. The highest would still be 8 seats short of a majority. And he said that unless he wins a full majority, he doesn't want to take the position as Prime Minister, writing an open letter to the nation asking for them to really put their faith in the party, in him, and to give the right that vote. Of course, the other startling aspect is that the left wing, the far left, has come in second, and Macron is therefore in this awkward position of being in the centrist bloc in the third place. And so what has to happen now in this second round is candidates from his own party are being urged by him to step back so that there won't be a three-way split, and therefore the left may be able to win themselves against the far right. But of course, just 3 weeks ago, he was saying that that left-wing bloc stood for all the worst things. It was anti-nuclear,
well,
anti-democratic.
Politics makes strange bedfellows. To your point, Jonathan, two quick things. I guess in the case of President Emmanuel Macron, he would stay on till 2027. He doesn't give any hint of resigning, no matter the outcome. That could change. The other that I just wanted to get a handle on, the markets rejoiced at this turnout because, to your point, it denies anyone getting the 289, I guess, to have control. But they might have prematurely been celebrating, right?
Yeah, the markets have wobbled because of this snap election. And then, of course, the idea that the far right wouldn't necessarily win an outright majority has meant that they've recovered somewhat. But this is certainly very uncertain. And in terms of France going forward, this is definitely not what Macron would necessarily have wanted. Something of a gambler, though. He said that he plans to call new elections in exactly a year, which is as soon as he's allowed to again. Obviously, we can see why that would be. But in the meantime, there's going to be a sticky situation if we end up with a position which they call cohabitation, or cohabitation, if you'll excuse my bad French, where you can end up with a prime minister and the president on opposing sides. And that makes decision-making very difficult, only going to make French debt more expensive. It's not necessarily going to be good for the French economy or long-term for French politics. But it does indicate a surge to the right in France, as with other parts of Europe. That is a reaction in part to immigration and the concerns that have come with that across much of Europe. And there's no getting away from the fact that the Europeans are perhaps getting tired of that.
Seems. We'll watch closely. Jonathan, thank you. By the way, your English is amazing. That's a given. Your French is amazing. So you get to give us a double gift here. We appreciate that.
Merci beaucoup.
Thank you.